was almost ready.
They found a bag of dicks, large bag of dicks. But what were they gonna do with this large bag of dicks?
Hey, try not to suck any dick on the way through the parking lot.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Nothing Yet Live. All right. Before we move on to other stuff.
This is an attempt to ensure that these people are ordered removed, even as they try as hard as they can to comply with the instructions provided to them. There is no other reason to list as someone's mailing address a homeless shelter in Tacoma, Washington, when they ship him to Massachusetts. It is sickeningly cruel, throwing obstacles in the way of people fleeing violence and oppression, some of whom walked through 10 countries in the hopes of finding safety. It is shameful and inhuman. Many of these victims were deprived of medical care despite clear existing injuries.
I remember when I was a
Listen
kid,
to women yelling. I tell them to shut up.
my mother's sister was going through a divorce, and I was like 6 or 7 years old, so I didn't really understand. And I heard her say something on the phone. I don't even know who she was talking to, but he was saying he uses the kids to hurt my sister.
Okay.
And what that meant was the kid's father, my uncle, was using the kids to hurt my aunt. And that's what's happening here. That's what's happening here is that Ron DeSantis is using vulnerable immigrants, many of whom are kids, to, I don't know, own the Dems.
Dude, they act like they show up and they're just like, where's the nearest gang? You know? It's just like, again, like, who in Florida even gives a shit to tell the brown people apart from each other? They don't give a fuck. They hear Spanish, they're all Mexicans.
They're brown.
They're brown. They're from downtown.
So, did you want to play the rest of
this rampaging woman?
Yeah, this is the
these are human beings who were deprived of basic
immigration
human
attorney
rights.
in
To the people
Boston.
who find themselves, these wonderful people who find themselves plane wrecked on our island, I have a message for all of them. You are not alone. We have your backs. We are proud to be here for you. And we've got you. If the intention of those who perpetrated this horrendous act was to create a crisis, you have failed.
Nice. I like it.
Do you have
no, I don't have a problem. Ugh. Wow. My mouse just took a shit. Just said, nope, I'm not doing that.
No,
right.
we're going to look at these chicken fried steaks.
These two fine specimens of human.
Yeah, there's your bag of dicks right there.
There it is. The whole entire bag.
In our last segment, we heard from these two assholes, both of whom claimed that what they are doing, shipping immigrants off hither, thither, and yon, against all definitions of humanity.
Well, I mean, no, they did the right thing in sending them to a place that is like going to take care of them, as opposed to, you know, DeSantis goes on in his little rant to be like, he's like, what did he say? He said, you know, he's like, let's see how they like it. You know, it's just like,
well, they fail to point out that they're not just sending them; they're sending them with a bag of shit.
Right.
And that bag of shit is going to blow up on these poor people.
And these two assholes,
because they're assigning addresses of random homeless shelters 3,000 miles from
one
where
might
they're
be
going,
in Tacoma,
so that they can be
deported
for putting the incorrect address on their forms.
One of the people, their date to show up was Monday in San Antonio.
Yeah, and they're in Martha's Vineyard. Yeah. So
and in Chicago,
they're sending them to send a message, but then they're also screwing them.
They're like, how do you like it? It's like, what? Because we didn't throw them in fucking cages. I mean, because you bust them, they bust them out to the suburbs and shit. Like, get the fuck on, man. These two assholes are like, this is just it. it's like, again, they're doing the right thing, I think. If they don't want to deal with it, fine. Send them somewhere where they won't be put in cages and separated from their kids. We're fine with that.
But they're not doing it
Do-do-do.
because it's the right
No,
thing.
they're just like, they're like, that was a good one, buddy, right? Like, we really got him, right? We really,
but they're
like,
not just getting the Dems, they're getting the immigrants.
But then
because
in the echo chamber,
they're going to get deported.
in the echo chamber that is like Fox News and shit, they're like, see how they freaked out? They freaked out. It's like, that woman was not freaked out. She was pissed. And then there was another attorney that came up and they're like, we're going to go after him civilly. We're going after him every criminally, every angle that we can. It's like, dude, isn't that like the illegal transportation of minors over a border? I remember hearing that's illegal somewhere. Speaking of which, were you at that?
I was going to say, I remember that happening like a year and a half ago by somebody who likes little kids.
Yep.
In our last segment, these two douchebags both accused Joe Biden of, well, you know, we're flying immigrants from red states to blue states, but Joe Biden's been flying immigrants around by the dark of night.
At the dark of night.
In the dark of night.
Nobody can see them because they're dark too.
Oh, yeah, that was the implicit racist
So
part,
we researched that, and by we I mean her.
We debunked it in about
13.5 seconds.
It was less than that.
No.
It was less than that.
Wasn't faster than I can get a pangram.
No, it wasn't that fast. I mean, my fingers can only move so fast. But yeah, we got the truth.
Anyway.
The truth is, okay, so this is the upshot. This is from PolitiFact, and I can post this article in the comments of this video.
Okay.
And if you scroll all the way down, you'll see all the sources for this little fact check here. So,
bullet point number 1: the federal government federal government transports adult detainees in its custody from one facility to another, or from one U.S. city to another during deportation proceedings.
Okay, so what they're saying is when people come in,
when we're about to kick them out, we fly them around.
Yeah, we fly them around a bit.
Yeah. If they're in Chicago, what are you going to do? Drive them? Going to get Uber?
Well, I don't think they're just talking about deportation here. I think they're talking about when they come in, you know, you can't have everybody in one place. They're transported around.
Yeah.
So maybe it's at night sometimes.
Seems like the cheapest way to fly. Maybe some airlines got an empty plane that they ain't using. Fly some immigrants at night.
Yeah. And Greg Abbott says, put them in the cargo hold.
Shove
them in with the
luggage. What was the joke? Shove them out.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because when we can just shove them out. It's like, no, we got to land them. Oh, okay. Well, okay.
God damn it.
Okay.
The vast majority of people on the flights are unaccompanied minors who crossed the border, requested asylum under immigration law, and are being released from federal custody to a parent or sponsor.
So unreasonable. God. Why?
So they're flying children from one state to another in the dead of night to reunite them with their parents or to reunite them with a sponsor.
Late at night, one president. Hey, kids. We're all going on a flight.
Uncle Joe said so.
Uncle Joe said so.
Some of these flights happen at night, but they are not.
I mean, like flying at night is such a thing. Like, oh, they flew them at night.
Is the sun down?
Like
Can't fly them.
A lot of airlines, you know, like a lot of the demand for late night flights is just not that high as a general rule, right?
Well, they do,
but they do red eyes all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say they tend to be cheaper.
Yeah. But they usually it's just like they go off that red eye. They're just like, well, fuck. If we have the option of flying people at a rate that's cheap, as opposed to flying an empty plane to a place where it's going to pick up, you know, a lot of empty planes in going to Hawaii, but always full coming back.
So, Ron DeSantis, do you just go into suspended animation when the sun goes down? Because if you don't, then everything that you do after the sun goes down is in the dark of night.
Yeah.
What do you do in the dark of night? Ron DeSantis.
He films himself.
The same types of flights were done by the Trump administration.
Yeah, I mean, except in his case, flying him at night is more like fly him at night. So it's like, I don't know, but fly him at night. So they don't
My guess
see
is
us
that
doing it.
my guess is that Trump had no idea that this stuff was
The
happening.
difference is that Trump was flying them at night for just the same reason like these guys, just for nefarious asshole reasons.
I don't even think he did it for nefarious reasons. I think he didn't even know what was happening.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Just like
deal with the
U.S. Immigrations and Customs was
Who's that?
doing
Who's
what
the
it always
evil guy?
does.
Who's the evil guy? Oh, Miller. Stephen
Miller. Yeah.
He's the vampire guy.
Yeah.
He's just
cold,
like
dead.
He's like Trump's, whatever Nazi hierarchy figure. Like that guy was. Trump's just like, deal with them however you want. Miller's like, put them in cages. Yeah, what's the worst thing I can think of? Let's separate them
I
first.
want an IV in their arms.
Put them in
so
fucking cages outside.
Blood.
Here's a little fucking silver blanket. You fucking heartless bastards, man. So anyway, yeah, we did it. Looked it up. Right? What an assholes. Other Republicans have run social media ads making similar claims that they include Lisa Scheller, who is running for U.S. House seat in Pennsylvania, Jake Corman, who is running for Pennsylvania governor, U.S. Representative Randy Weber of Texas, U.S. Senator Kramer of North Dakota, and I'm assuming they're all Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. It says other Republicans. Okay.
Experts said the vast majority of people trying to cross the southern border into the United States are summarily turned back. Exceptions are made for unaccompanied minors, some of whom are transported.
Seen that video of people throwing their kids over a fucking fence?
To be with relatives or approved sponsors, a practice also done during the Trump administration.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. This goes on to say how the process, Title 42, blah, blah, blah. Republicans, including DeSantis of Florida, have complained that they were not notified about the flights, and U.S. House members from New York asked the Biden administration to stop such flights to their state. That's bullshit.
The Washington Post fact checker reported that
I'd like to fact check that too.
The federal government tries to save money by arranging for flights that land late in the evening. Yeah, it's like you said. Most unaccompanied minors turn themselves into border authorities and are doing so actually following the rules of seeking asylum, says Maruf.
Yep. So, yeah, ICE has its own air operations. It's the air transportation arm of U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, responsible for the detention and deportation of immigrants. So, yeah. So, the Biden administration, like Obama and Trump administration, uses flights to move adult detainees from one detention facility to another in order to avoid overcrowding. Well, duh. Right? So there you go. They all do it. Who gives a, that's not the fucking problem. This is the problem.
Okay, scroll down.
They're not, I've never heard of them used as a stunt.
The White House cited one of several statements it has made in response to such claims. A reporter on October 19th
last year
asked White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, why is the administration flying thousands of migrants from the border to Florida and New York in the middle of the night? Psaki said, it is our legal responsibility to safely care for unaccompanied children until they can be swiftly unified with a parent or vetted sponsor. And that's something we take seriously. We have a moral obligation to come to do that and deliver on that.
Yeah. Well, there it goes. Yeah. Fly them at night. Probably less assholes are going to show up and scream at a bunch of arriving immigrants and spit on them and shit, because that's what they do. All right. We didn't get to it this segment, but we'll get back to it.
Yes, we're going to come back with Dennis Prager.
No. We're going to come back with women. What are they good for anyway?
Oh, yep. Right. That's a really good question.
I am J. Tyler.
I am your Miss Parker.
And this
is Nothing Yet Live.
This is Nothing Yet Live.